hello, Danger Noodles. How are you? Also, I am here with a random person.
Right? You know I'm not random.
Maybe.
You know I can't bite you because you live too far away, but I can find ways to get you.
Eh, also, first SCP of the night is one of my big top favorites. SCP-354, aka the Red Pool. Alright. Item SCP-354. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to SCP-354's immobile nature, Area 354 has been built around it. Area 354 houses forces and D-class personnel, prepared to deal with threats emerging from 354, as well as researchers studying 354 and its properties. For their own safety, non-on-site personnel are to approach 354 at any time. Direct interaction with 354 is permitted only with the purpose of research to eliminate 354 and must be approved by O5 personnel. Area 354 was constructed to contain and neutralize any and all further threats emerging from 354. At the heart of Area 354, a 20-foot wall of concrete reinforced with data expunged has been constructed around 354 to prevent emerging entities from escaping into the area at large. High-speed motion detection cameras are placed on top of the wall looking down into the pool, and armed guards can easily shoot down into the enclosure from catwalks placed above the pool. Alright. SCP-354 is a pool of red liquid discovered in northern Canada. The liquid is of a consistency... Hold on.
You okay? Right?
I thought they were knocking at my door, I guess not.
What happened?
I thought someone was knocking at my door. Never mind.
Oh,
Liquid is of consistency similar to that of human blood, hence the colloquial name blood pond, but is not of a biological nature. The pool does not have definite banks, so it mixes with the liquid until, at a certain point, there is more soil than liquid and the ground is mostly solid. Liquid becomes denser as one descends deeper into the pool. If the pool has a bottom, it is yet to be reached. Periodically, entities emerge from the pool and attempt to escape from the enclosure. Thus far, nearly all creatures emerging from 354 have been extremely hostile and highly dangerous. 354 is believed to have first discovered and redacted by survivors of a plane crash who encountered 354 by chance. 354 has developed into a local urban legend long before Foundation personnel arrived to deal with the threat. After locating the source of the legend, SB personnel set up Watch Station Epsilon 38 to monitor the pool and deter further travelers from finding it. 354 was classified as Euclid until its properties were further discovered. At 1403 hours, unredacted, an unidentified entity emerged from 354. Contact with Watch Station Epsilon 38 was lost. Mobile Task Force Redacted was dispatched to deal with the entity and were eventually successful. All personnel at Watch Station Epsilon 38 were found dead. Area 354 was secretly constructed to contain 354. Document 354-1-A. Partial log of entities to have emerged from 354 prior to event 354-20. SCP-354-1. Original entity which destroyed Watch Station Epsilon 38 resembled a giant bat, neutralized by Mobile Task Force Redacted. SCP-354-2. Bear-sized mammalian creature covered in razor-sharp spines, resembled an echidna. Was virtually bulletproof but was unable to escape the enclosure surrounding the pool, neutralized via napalm.
That's a way to neutralize.
Mm-hmm. SCP-354-3, black metallic sphere capable of levitation, emitted concentration levels of radiation in precisely directed beams sufficient to instantly cripple and later result in death. Then, Area Head Doctor Redacted struck through SCP-354-3 with a sledgehammer, disabling it. SCP-354-3 then self-detonated, causing minor structural damage and severely wounding Dr. Redacted. Dr. Redacted made a full recovery and has been commended for his bravery. SCP-354-4, humanoid reptilian creature, approximately 4.6 meters tall, escaped both the wall enclosure and Area 354 altogether. Gunfire caused very little physical harm, was highly ineffective. While Task Force Omega 7, Pandora's Box, was dispatched and was successful in neutralizing the creature. SCP-354-5, data expunged.
Uh,
SCP-354-6 appeared to be a human male of Indian descent, as the enclosure around the pool had not yet been fully repaired. SCP-354-6 was immediately shot before it had a chance to escape. Area Head Dr. Redacted has expressed his displeasure in the rash execution of SCP-354-6, which testing revealed to be identical to an average human being. Data corrupt. SCP-354-14, majority of the creature's body remained well beneath the surface of the pool. 5 octopus-like tentacles were seen emerging from the pool and reached up over the enclosure. Several D-Class personnel were grabbed by the tentacles and pulled back beneath the surface of the pool. After receiving massive damage from gunfire, SCP-354-14 retreated back into the pool and disappeared. No personnel taken by the creature were recovered. SCP-354-15, feline creature composed of a blue-hued crystalline structure, later revealed to be ice. Was able to jump above the wall enclosure and was agile enough to dodge most gunfire. Was actively hostile and mauled any personnel that engaged it. Subject engaged SCP-354-16 upon its emergence from the pool and was terminated in the fight. SCP-354-16, feline creature composed of a dark red-black stone, later to be revealed partially solidified magma. Gunfire proved most ineffective against its hide. Was not hostile to personnel, did not attempt to escape the walled enclosure until being engaged by SCP-354-15, successfully terminated SCP-354-15 and grew less active as its body cooled. After fully solidifying and having remained motionless since, subject was moved to Dr. Redacted's office for aesthetic purposes.
so it basically was chill until the more aggressive thing came, then beat its
Mm-hmm.
ass, and then finished cooling down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a life.
Yeah. SCP-354-18, metallic humanoid machine described by several D-Class personnel as a Terminator. Subject possessed a cloaking device rendering it invisible to human eyes. Subject was highly adept at combat and killed nearly 90% of Area 354's guard personnel as a rampage through the facility. Approximately 6 minutes after emerging from the pool, subject ceased function and powered down. Subject was dismantled and its power cell was disposed of. Subject's remains are under study. Note from Area Head Dr. Redacted. That's thrice now that we have had to fall back on Pandora's box to deal with the stuff coming out of 354. Abel can't complain now. You can tell he enjoyed fighting 354-11. Maybe we should set up some kind of hotline to MTF Omega 7. Document 354-3-A, Log of Exploratory Mission 354 Alpha. And I had the log up. Great. Exploratory Mission 354F Alpha. Personal log of Dr. Redacted. Our expedition to explore SCP-354 That gaping wound in the middle of Canada has finally been accepted. The R&D boys have come up with what can be described as a submarine with a drill on it. We know that the pool gets denser as you go down, so we suspect that at some point we won't be sinking as much as digging. Hence the huge mining device built onto it. It's not hydrodynamic at all, but we're not really going swimming here. My gut tells me that there's something on the other side of the red pool, and just like digging down up to China, all we have to do is dig down up to it. Personal log of Dr. Redacted had a nice long debate with O5 Redacted, who over who's allowed to come. I wanted MTF Omega 7 to come with us for protection, or at least SCP-076, but they won't allow it. Despite the massive damages he continues to cause, they still see him as too valuable to risk losing. That he isn't, immortal or anything. Maybe they just didn't have the guts to ask him to go exploring. Eckler, that ass, wanted us to take SCP Redacted with us, but I wouldn't allow it. The file says SCP Redacted was just born before he came through, so he'd be useless as a guide. There might be some use as security, but that's mostly cancelled out by the fact that he's data expunged. It's probably just redacted anyway. The final crew complement, apart from myself, consists of 3 agents, 2 decons personnel, 1 geologist, and some guy from R&D who's going to pilot the ship. I already forgot all of their names. Oh, you're a nice person.
I think that's to say he thinks a lot of them are going to die.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know if he's going to live.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exploratory Team 354 Alpha. Mission Log Day 1. Rotten start of the day to begin a mission. Rumor has it is that last night there was a total containment breach in some area or other. Then it turns out there's no coffee allowed anywhere inside of Area 354 for some reason or another. And the whole mission almost ended in disaster when it turns out that they almost forgot to load an extra fuel on board. Who the fuck is running the show around here? Anyway, we're now underway. For a while there, I had a definite feeling of going downward, but now we're dropping much more slowly. Marty, that's the R&D guy's name, says we're sinking at a rate of 10 meters an hour. Apparently at this depth, the red pool is pretty damn dense. ET-354A, Mission Log Day 2. Nothing of interest happened, but I learned everyone's names. We have Marty, our pilot, Agent Swanson, Agent Turquoise, Agent 86, Dr. J. MacArthur, Chris Simmons, and Leroy Tucker. Whoop-de-frickin-do. ET-354A Mission Log Day 3. At about 4:30 a.m., gravity suddenly changed direction. Boy, that was a fun way to wake up. We're now rising rather than sinking, which means we're more than halfway there. ET-354A Mission Log Day 4. We reach the surface. Through the portholes, it's mostly dark, which means it's night. We can't go out yet because, for all we know, the atmosphere could be hydrochloric acid. We've got a shitload of sensors outside the ship analyzing a bunch of stuff, whether the air is breathable, what kind of airborne bacteria we have to deal with, and the simple stuff like temperature. We'll know in 8 hours whether it's safe for human life out there. ET-354A Mission Log Day 5. Turns out the air is totally safe, except it's been night for going on 28 hours now. What's going on? ET-354A Mission Log Day 6. Dawn finally came. The sun was huge and red. I'm a biologist, but I know enough about astronomy to know that we're orbiting a totally different star. Is this a different time, a different place, or a different dimension? Leroy guessed that we're in another place of existence, and I think he's probably closest. The pool in this side is way bigger, more like a large pond or maybe a small lake. The banks are more defined than our side as well. We took an inflatable raft to the shore. Marty and Simmons stayed behind and headed north. The ground here, or at least around the pool, is almost totally devoid of plant life. The only green we saw was some sort of fuzzy moss growing on the ground that looked more like a kind of mold. The ground is grayish tan dirt, and it's like a mixture of sand and flour. Carter said it was some mineral or another, but I forgot what he called it. I half expected all of our electronics to not work out here, but that wasn't the first thing to fail. After about 2 hours hiking across flat, boring ground, the compass suddenly changed direction. Now it points to what we had previously thought to be east. Evidently, this planet's magnetics, is it even a planet, don't work the same way ours do. Not wanting to risk getting lost, we immediately made a 180 and headed back to the ship. I could have sworn the trip back was less than half as long as the trip out. Tomorrow we'll work out a way of navigation that doesn't rely on the compass being sane. ET-354A, mission log day 7. Lousy night's sleep, the sun never went down. By my calculations, the day/night cycle here seems to last about 43 and a half hours, as opposed to 24 hours back home. That's gonna take some getting used to. We agreed that we agreed on a system of navigation. Firstly, we're going to travel only in a straight line to make sure that we can get back to the ship by simply turning around and heading in the other direction. Unless we encounter some kind of unnavigable jungle, we should be fine. Secondly, Marty's rigged a radio beacon thing. I don't even remember his explanation, but if we're anywhere within 800 miles, his little gizmo will be able to tell us exactly which direction to get back and how far. ETA ET-354A mission log day 9. We set out a few hours before the sun was scheduled to rise, but when we got to the shore we found that the green moss stuff was everywhere. It had grown in mass significantly. My guess is the stuff shrivels up in the sun during the day and expands at night, and it's like in the nutrients or something. We decided we didn't want to walk through it, so we went back and waited for sunrise. The sun came up, and we set out again. All stuff was back to its smaller state. It just occurred to me that there's been no wind at all in this place. The result is dead silence. I'm not ashamed to admit that the overall emptiness of this place is pretty scary. We found an area with none of the moss for a few hundred feet around and decided to camp for the night. The sun is still up, but it's time for us humans to sleep, so I'm calling it night. ET-354A mission log day 10. Sometime in the night, which was really daytime. Fuck, this is gonna get confusing. We were all awoken by some kind of roar. You remember that what the T-Rex sounded like in that old movie Jurassic Park? It sounded a lot like that. Big and reptilian. It was so loud that I was certain whatever was making it couldn't be more than 20 feet away. But when we all got out of our tents, we didn't see anything. The whole area is so flat that we'd see any sort of animal within half a mile or so. But there was nothing. Fucking scary. We packed up camp and continued on. After a while, we stopped seeing the moss stuff. Maybe it only grows around the right pool. And the ground became rockier. In the distance, the land seemed to grow more hilly. I see trees. ET-354A mission log day 11. The bare ground has ended and now we're walking across a vast field of beautiful green grass. It almost looks like a well-mown lawn. The grass seemed ordinary enough until Turquoise tripped over a rock and arose to find his hands covered in several dozen bloody pinpricks. But only the tip of the blade of this grass is incredibly sharp and easily punctures skin. It's no threat to our Foundation-issued boots, but we must all be careful not to fall on it. We came to a tiny stream, really no more than a trickle. Swanson suggests we should fill our canteens, but Leroy and MacArthur wanted to check the water for something or other first. MacArthur took out some equipment after a few minutes announced that it's not water, but liquid carbon dioxide. CO2 is usually a gas at this temperature, and it's never a liquid. Most of physics don't seem to be working right. ET-354A mission log day 14. Haven't had time to record anything for a few days. We made it to an area sparsely populated by trees. The grass here there was withered and brown, and not sharp enough to pierce the skin anymore. The trees were ordinary, looked like birch, but the leaves were wrong. At some point we lost Swanson. This place is so quiet that none of us really feel comfortable talking, so we have no idea when we lost him. There's a good 8-hour window where he could have gone missing. We called to him, but none of us wanted to split up to look for him. During the night, a tree fell on 86's tent. He wasn't hurt, and none of the gear was damaged, although the tent got mangled beyond repair. 86 swears the tree hadn't been that close when he pitched the thing, and none of us can tell what caused it to fall. The trunk just snapped. We all agreed not to pitch our tents anywhere near a tree from now on. The next day, which was really nighttime, we heard the same roar from a few days ago. It sounded exactly the same as before, and again we have no idea what made the sound, and none of us can even agree which direction it came from. Then it started to rain. We all pitched our tents for the night, this time a whole lot closer together than we had before. The nearest tree is about 300 feet away. MacArthur confirmed that it was actually rain and not more CO2 bullshit. And we set up this funnel thing to fill our canteens. Leroy donated his tent to Agent 86, and I offered to share mine. Since it's a little bigger than other guys, I asked Leroy what he did to wind up as D class. He said he raped a couple of people. I think he might have been trying to freak me out, but who knows. Anyway, he's one of the most well-behaved D classes I've ever met, so I don't think he's going to, say, assault me in my sleep. ET-354A, Mission Log Day 17. Good God, the rain has finally stopped. Everything is soaking wet, including us. Except for the ground. After that much water, you expect it to be muddy as all hell, but the ground beneath the grass is barely damp at all. Perhaps the plants absorb moisture from the ground more efficiently than the ones back home. We're saying that again, perhaps the rain awakens some animal life. Data corrupt. Sion Log Day 25. What seemed to be a huge cliff in the distance turned out to be an artificially constructed wall. It's made of solid rusty iron and stands maybe 15 feet high. To the left and to the right, it goes on further than the eye can see. I can't imagine how thick it is. We have no way around it. We'll have to go over it or through it. We made a camp for the night. We'll work out what to do in the morning. ET-354A, Mission Log Day 26. Leroy jury-rigged some kind of blowtorch thing with our equipment. I swear this guy is fucking MacGyver. We cut a hole in an iron wall big enough for us to go through. It turns out it's only a quarter of an inch thick, but there's another wall behind it with less than a foot between. Apparently this thing has multiple layers. Leroy cut through 8 of them before we finally made it to the other side. The grass on this side is black, not burnt or anything, just a different color. And finally there's some wind. I was getting tired of data corrupt. Included that coming here was a mistake. We have to turn back. ET-354A, Mission Log Day 39. We passed through the second barrier and we're back to the weird place with the black grass. I half expected the hole Leroy cut through it to have sealed up or something, but it was still there. Thank God, or whoever runs the show in this world. I don't think MacArthur is going to make it through the night. He lost a lot of blood. ET-354A, Mission Log Day 40. We awoke to find that MacArthur had crossed. We didn't want to do it, we had no choice but to terminate him. 86 said that something back home might be able to help him. He might have been right, but we couldn't afford to have him slow us down. We only have a few more days until data corrupt. A48. We made it back to the ship with only an hour or two to spare. The first thing they asked us was what the fuck happened to Swanson, Turquoise, and MacArthur in 86. As if a few dead team members are our biggest problems right now. Marty has this underway, and we're definitely sinking. I just hope they don't. Data corrupt, end of log. This document was discovered in the Central Foundation database. No such mission to explore SB354 has yet been suggested or approved. No records of any personnel mentioned in this log exist. The log's origin is unknown.
I think whatever happened that was data corrupted out of those logs was something so bad that a few people dying was the least of their concerns, which makes me wonder what the fuck did they run into to make them go so fast?
Yeah. Also, here's one thing I do have a theory. I I wonder if that wall was keeping most of those entities in that world. Because the only bad thing that was happening was the roaring and the tree falling. But the second they opened that wall, shit hit the fan.
That's true. Something horrible probably came and like wiped out a few of them in one swing or some shit. We've seen how crazy some of the things are. You just read some of them.
Yes, I think that wall was keeping most of them in, but since they cut it open, they were
Yeah.
released.
So the logs went from the doctor being hopeful to the doctor being like shit, 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 shit.
Yep.
Oh man.
We still got more. Note from Area Head Dr. Redacted, it has been 22 months since the last entity emerged from the pool. Before this, the longest period of time between emergences was 8 months. I suspect this means one of two things. Either Red Pool has died or powered down, or whatever the correct term for it is, or it is charging up for something big to come through. O5 believes the former is most likely explanation and has recalled 30% of our total personnel and cut 25% of our funding. While I can hope that they are correct, if the latter situation is true, we're soon to face some terrible monstrosity and we won't have anywhere near the force necessary to deal with it. I worry for all of our safety. Hold on, I'm seeing what Bus is doing. Instead of being on his dog bed, he decided to choose my bed. Okay, that's cute.
Oh.
Anyways, document 354-4, event log 354-20. In the morning of data expunged, the entire staff of Area 354 evacuated the facility. However, the staff also shut down power to the area and took a number of supplies and vehicles from the facility, indicating that the evacuation had not been done due to an emergency. World Task Force Data 12 was dispatched to investigate the cause of the evacuation and, if possible, make contact with area staff. However, before MTF Data 12 could make contact with Area 354 or its evacuees, the area on site warhead was detonated, resulting in destruction of the entire facility and the deaths of data expunged. MTF Theta 12 was ordered to make contact with the evacuated personnel, and in the event of hostility, was given clearance to terminate any uncooperative personnel. A large convoy of vehicles was taken from Area 354, was spotted heading southward from Area 354 at high speed. Final audio logs from MTF Theta 12 indicate the convoy was made up of Area 354 staff and that the previous chain of command had broken down in its entirety, with armed decons personnel and research personnel firing upon MTF Theta 12. MTF Theta 12 was annihilated, and no further contact with the former personnel of Area 354 has been made since. Document 354-5, following the total destruction of Area 354, the Red Pool containment site was constructed in its place. Basic maps of the new facility can be found in Redacted and Redacted. Unlike the previous facility, which was focused on research and neutralization of entities emerging from 354, the new facility was devoted entirely to the containment of 354 and entities which may emerge from it, as well as any unforeseen forces which it may create directly. This is due largely to the advisement of the new site head data expunged. We believes that the events of log 354-20 were a result of a psychic or mental attack generated by 354 itself.
That would make sense.
Document 354-6 interview regarding data expunged. Doctor redacted. Is it alright if I record this? Agent redacted. Yes, go ahead. Good, good. Now let's start at the beginning. What happened at the Red Pool containment site? Looking back now, it seems strange that nobody ever suggested draining a pool when Dr. Redacted came up with it. It seemed like such a good idea at the time. What exactly was the idea so appealing? It was a way out. Yeah, SCP entry. I've read what it says. It's a joke. It makes it seem like we had the pool under control. I take it you do not. There's a half-meter slab of reinforced concrete in place over the pool, and yet every time some beast tries to come through, somehow it manages to get loose into the building. People die every single time. I've seen data expunged a man's own intestines. Can you imagine what it looks like, old man? So to you, and of course to the other people stationed at the pool containment site as well. Draining the pool seems like a fine solution for the suffering caused by SCP-354. Chair scrapes as Agent Redacted stands up. Suffering, that thing doesn't just. Please sit down. This is going on record. As Agent Redacted sits. So the Alright approved the draining of SCP-354. And then what happened? They evacuated the non-essential personnel to a location a couple of kilometers away, leaving just basic defense crew and the people who run the experiment. Mostly D-class, plus a few agents to keep things going. And you were among those agents? Yes. How did how did they go about draining the pool? Tech guys brought in this big pump thing with all these hoses. We retracted the slab, but... What? Have you ever had a dream where it's supposed to be... seems so real, but you knew you were dreaming, and it felt like you had to wake up to escape from it? I could say I have. Yes, you have. We all have. That's what it felt like when we put the hose in and tried to drain it. Everything stopped being real. It was like we had to escape right now. And you were the only one feeling the sensation. No, everyone had it all at the same time. It came from the fucking pool. Please lower your voice. What happened when they activated the pump? We never did. We couldn't. It wouldn't let us. What wouldn't let you? The pool. Please, I ask you to lower your voice. Up until now, it's been content just throwing monsters at us. It's been playing, but now we have it locked up and we just tried to execute it. Now it's angry. Gods, please restrain Agent Ortacted. My my buddy measured its banks once and compared them to the photos from its first discovery. You know what he found? Agent Redacted grabs Dr. Redacted. Goats! It's growing. The pool is growing. It gets bigger and stronger every day, and now we've made it angry. Get your hands up! Sedate him. We'll continue this in the morning, if he's lucid by then anyway.
Dang.
Oh, it was also updated this year. of August 4th.
I figured it had to be updated recently. That was nice.
Yeah. I do like how they kept the original picture though.
Yeah, that's a classic. Growing bigger and stronger, and one day it will take us all down.
Yeah. Alright, ready to rate the thumbnail?
Alright, let's see.
Alright, let me just grab it. There's the thumbnail.
How did they clickbait 354?
We don't even. Only thing we know about the tentacle monster is the tentacles.
They made the eyes more of a thing than the tentacles, even though we don't even know if the tentacles even the eyes even existed or if it had any eyes at all. It literally has an eyeball floating. Also, wasn't there an entire enclosure around the pool?
Yeah.
But they have it open instead.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of psychopath would have it open when it's that dangerous?
Yeah.
How would you rate this?
Give it a 4, because you know why? I can totally see that they just drew 610 in the pool. If you look at it.
Oh no.
You see it, don't you? You
Oh,
see
God
it.
damn it! Four! Oh no!
You can see it,
The red
don't
pool
you?
is not connected to 610 in any way. It's its own psychopath. Oh, I hate it. Thank you.
Honestly, which is more terrifying, 610 or the blood pool?
I think. Well, 610 is currently only in Russia, but is still somehow traveling and growing. But the red pool can literally kill everyone whenever it feels like it, but chooses not to.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Also, don't forget about the certain cultists who know a spell to turn them into 610 entities. That's a thing.
At least the cult of the broken god knows how to destroy 610, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I swear, if they add 610 into this video.
I'm going to say Red Pool is more terrifying because not even the cult of the broken god knows what to do with the blood pool. Red Pool. Red Pool. It's not blood. It looks like blood. It has a texture similar to it, but it's not blood. We don't know what it is. The Red Pool.
Wait. Oh no, the first message I see in the comments while looking for the license. Does this mean the submarine exploration would have corrupted the researchers after submerging into the Red Pool?
Oh no.
So they did
Oh
exploration
no.
log.
Please don't tell me they fucked with the doctor. Because the doctor is a good person through the whole thing.
So yeah,
Uh,
clickbait thumbnail covers the video. No license given. Alright, we
it's
ready?
okay to not have hope that you're going to survive something. I don't blame him. How much hope would you have if you were in his shoes?
None.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, then again, I can live forever.
Well, he gained remained hope at one point, and then that was dashed after they went through the wall. Dashed like the wall. It was a mistake to break through.
Yeah. All right, we ready?
Yep,
You can hear it, right?
I can hear it.
Paul, qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Je sais pas, c'est la
Oh
première fois
my
que je vois
god.
ça.
Seeing French people discovered it. Or Canadian.
Well, actually, they
Oh.
were probably saying Canadian. Some Canadian people speak French.
Oh yeah, that's true. But wait, I don't think it was Canadians who discovered it.
Okay, who discovered it? Not Canadians?
I think it was discovered in North Canada. I think it was like some people who came out of a plane crash discovered it.
Huh. I
Trying
could
to-
look it up.
Yeah, here it is. SB354 is believed to have been first discovered and redacted by survivors of a plane crash, who encountered 354
Yeah.
by chance.
So instead of doing that, they did fur trappers. Probably the only one of the few ways you can be racist against Canadians.
Yeah, SCP-354 is developed into a local urban legend long before Foundation personnel arrived to deal with the threat.
Because remember, Canada was
Mm-hmm.
basically founded by fur trappers, and I guess this chronicle thing thinks they are all still fur trappers to this very day.
Do you need me to click racism?
Not yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. It's not like they're having the Canadians drink a bottle of maple syrup.
That's the next scene. Anyways.
Uh, no one would stop it!
Oh merde!
What?
Putain! Laisse-moi!
They just sped run the creatures.
But can we even call it a speed run? Because the tentacles went back in. Well, yes, we can call it a speed run because there's supposed to be none coming through it that we know of, because none of them were logged until after the Foundation found it. And these guys are fur trappers, not Foundation people. And why would you be fucking camped next to that thing?
Yeah. I clicked added unneeded plot and deviated plot. It's already deviated.
What are they going to do to this stupid fur trapper next? Because let's be honest, he's stupid for staying near it.
Yeah.
Qui est là?
C'est moi.
Paul? Tu vas bien, mon pote?
Oui, tout va super bien.
That is...
I think they did Skinwalker, which I think you need to put racism.
No, I know what this is from. This is the exact copied monster design of a movie I watched on Netflix. I forgot what it was called. It's supposed to be a windy boy god. Child of Loki. That kind of thing, I think.
Well,
Which made no sense.
that's not how it looks to me. It looks like a Skinwalker. A Skinwalker doesn't look human. and it can do whatever voice it wants to. It's using the voice of the dead.
Yeah, and this is not a creature. So you said click racism?
Yeah.
Ah!
You can't tell me that's not at least somewhat based off skinwalking.
Mm-hmm.
It's not okay to just throw it in just because. That's not okay.
Yeah.
The object SCP-354, or as it's been called, the Red Pool, was discovered by the Foundation almost 10 years ago. Before that, there were only legends about it, which were told by the residents of northern Canada. We managed to find this anomaly and construct a containment site around the pool. For years, the personnel of that area managed to stop the creatures
So they
spawned
just
by
cut
the
out
Red
the
Pool, but
plane accident altogether.
Yep.
Also, the people, the French. Is it bad that I think the Canadians, the Canadian fur trappers, had better voice actors than literally everyone else so far?
Probably because they hired actual French people, but guess what? They don't even put their voice actors in the description.
I guess $5 is $5.
Yeah.
recently, strange things have started happening at the SCP-354 facility. First, during one of the attacks, a Special Forces soldier was killed. Then several scientists disappeared without a trace. An anonymous message came to the main office of the Foundation from the Red Pool area. I'm bringing to your attention that illegal experiments are being conducted at the SCP-354 Red Pool facility. The facility's employees are in danger.
What?
This is urgent. Please help us. That's why the
What?
You already clicked deviated from the plot, right?
Yes. Where are they getting this information?
I don't know. I don't know.
management decided to send me, Caroline Holt, senior investigator at the SCP Foundation, to look into the case. When first arriving at the site, I decided to talk to the area head, Professor Peter Cross.
Welcome to the facility. To what do I owe the pleasure of a visit from such a high authority?
You tell me, Professor. What's going on at your facility?
Shush, they can hear us.
They? Who are you talking about, Peter?
Have you come to deal with the illegal experiments?
So, it was you who sent that message to the main office?
Right. I was afraid for my life. The situation, it got out of control.
Who are you afraid of? Who do you suspect is dangerous?
Several scientists. I don't know exactly who they are. They're not talking. The Special Forces soldiers are on their side.
Why didn't you inform the Foundation? Why did you send an anonymous message?
They hacked the database's main server and monitor incoming and outgoing messages.
What is
You
happening?
need to calm down, Peter. I'm here now, and I'll deal with it. Just go about your business. Funny thing. Yours?
Huh? Oh, this one. No, a keepsake from my son. He loved collecting robots.
I'm sorry, Professor. I also have a trinket in memory of a loved one. The Memphis Grizzlies. My father loved that team. Don't worry, Peter. I'll put things right. 87 people worked at the Red Pool area, and some of them were clearly wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry. I'm starting to think that more likely you are more correct about being a skinny boy, but I think they're trying to go for Wendy boy because I think that's where the origin of that story came from. Was in Canada, I believe. I think. Wasn't it?
What, Wendigos?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's from Canada, but I do know Wendigos are literally a creature of starvation. But it didn't seem too much like a Wendigo because
Yeah. I'm
that's not really how Wendigos work.
yeah, I'm saying it because it's a pretty misconception that Windy Boys are just uh deer human hybrids.
What? Who thinks that?
I don't know, but I see it in horror all the time that Windy Boys are just deer human hybrids. So yeah. Anyways, sorry I got off topic.
It's totally alright.
It was necessary to find those who violated the Foundation's protocols. But first, we needed to study the latest events. I went to the area's main server and began to dig into the archives. Incident 354-6, a man of Indian descent came out of the pool. He was immediately eliminated while trying to escape. The results of the autopsy of the
That's a white person.
Yeah, that looks like a. It could be a pale Indian person, but I don't know how they would know if he was or wasn't an Indian person if they immediately killed him.
Yeah. Well, probably through DNA.
Well, you wouldn't really be able to tell that way either. People aren't really races in the way that like a lot of humans think. Races are a social construct.
Eh. Eh.
Unless he has some ID or something that shows that he was of Indian descent, it would be a lot harder.
Mm-hmm. I'm also
Sorry.
getting so lost with this video.
creature. Strangely, some of the data had been corrupted. Okay, what else is there? Incident 354-3, the appearance of a black metallic sphere capable of levitating a meter above the ground. It emitted concentrated levels of radiation in precisely directed beams, sufficient enough to instantly cripple and later result in death.
Here's one thing. I want to make sure that they actually got the creature's name correct. Yep, they did. Okay, I just want to make sure.
The naturalization of the object, an employee died. Christ, again? No data? There's obviously someone trying to cover up their tracks. Incident 354-18. A metallic humanoid machine appeared from the pool. During the battle, it was naturalized and taken to the laboratory. During a detailed examination, human tissues had been.
It looks like a character from a video game. Like they just took a
It
character.
does.
Yeah, that's not a Terminator. I hate to break it to you, but they look entirely different.
The Terminator doesn't look humanoid in any way whatsoever. It looks humanoid in shape, but that's it. No skin.
Yeah.
Discovered. Part of the face was very similar to an employee from the area. I
No, it
can't believe
wasn't.
it! Why is someone trying to hide the results? Just then, the alarm sounded.
Honestly, there's technically no evidence at all in any way whatsoever that there's ever been any humans that came from the the Crimson Lake thing. The red, you know what I mean. Goddamn,
think
my
there was-
brain, it feels like my brain is slowly sizzling out watching this.
Yeah, well, Dash 6 would appear to be identical to an average human being of Indian descent. So there was one entity that was probably a human. But they were killed.
Well, I don't really count them. You know why?
Why?
They might have been one of the people that tried getting back from one of those expeditions. It was probably from another SCP in a different alternate universe.
Could be. We never know.
Yeah.
Another creature appeared from the pool, incredibly agile and reptilian. It dodged shots and scattered SWAT members like flies.
What?
It was necessary to act, otherwise the creature would leave the perimeter. This couldn't be.
That's a megalomania.
Also, why is there not a wall around the red pool?
I know. You know what I mean by that, right, Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ancestor to Komodo dragons. That's not a reptilian humanoid. What?
Be allowed
Maybe they
when
think
suddenly
lizards don't have fingers.
Well, they're gonna hate scalies then.
Right, you don't need to be a scaly to have a lizard with fingers.
I know, I was making a joke because.
I'm a scaly, I know what you're talking about. You little shit.
damn! Misfire! No, Christ! You've got to be kidding me!
You're acting like
A second before the strike, the fighter shot the creature down.
No, I was just saying to the video, that's literally given us no reason to care about her or her dad shit or anything. Why is it making the necklace fall so fucking dramatic?
Eh.
It was massive. Bring it to the laboratory, quickly! I watched the scientist of the facility dissect the reptile.
Also, I want to double check. I think bullets didn't work. Yeah, very little physical harm, and it was highly ineffective. They had to use Abel from Pandora's box.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, just shooting it with AKs isn't gonna do shit.
It was incredible, really. A recombination of animal and plant tissues, as
What?
if someone was experimenting with nature. But why wasn't this reflected in the other reports? Some of these lab coats definitely don't want the research results to go public. And I had to find the conspirators.
The Foundation doesn't release anything to the public. What? This.
You know what? At least so far there's no racism or, well, never mind. At least there's no sexism yet.
Oh,
They did racism, but at least there's no sexism yet.
Oh, there. At least there's no race. Oh, wait.
Okay, I was wrong about the first thing. They've done that. They
This-
did quite a bit of it.
This video hurts. 'Cause there's so many conflicting things within it.
I'm sorry they did this to the red pool.
I couldn't sleep for a long time last night. It had been quite the eventful day. And then I heard a strange noise. What's that? Who gave the fighters those orders? And who is being carried? A birthmark. I've seen that somewhere before. Christ! What's going on? Professor Cross was right. Someone is doing illegal things here. The next day, I told Peter everything. The fighters dragged the body and threw it into the pool. And you know, Professor, I know I've seen this guy somewhere. He had a birthmark, right here.
I don't know of any employees with such a mark, and all the dead are cremated immediately.
Someone is clearly not following protocols.
I assure you, they are up to something dangerous.
Everything
What?
is under control, Mr. Cross. I'll find out who's behind all this. I decided to
I don't know
interrogate
what
all the
fuck is going
scientists of
on.
I don't know either.
the facility who had access to the research. I'd talked to one after another, but no one said anything new. It seemed to me that all the scientists were afraid of something. Tell me, Miss Sparks, do you know anyone in the area who has a birthmark on their cheek?
Yes, I guess there was one, a special forces fighter, but he died a few months ago.
But this didn't make sense. Why was the soldier who died a few months ago just now being thrown into the pool? And why did Professor Cross say he didn't know of such a guy? After all, the fighter was clearly under his command. Thank you, Helen. You may go. I was about to leave when I suddenly came across a note that had been left behind. You're looking in the wrong place. Peter Cross is behind everything. Beware of him. Who
What?
left this message? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Seems like they get out of the pool quite often. I ran out to the bank and saw... No way! This can't be happening! The creature that came out of the red pool was just like the bear from my medallion, which I dropped into the water yesterday.
I know which one they're going for, which is the bear-sized mammalian creature covered in razor-sharp spikes, resembled an echidna.
Echidnas do not look like bears. They are not bears at all.
Yesterday. Wait! Don't shoot! I need it alive! Take it easy. It's me. Remember? Shit. Can you just keep your stunner ready next time? Let's get it to the lab. I decided to personally deal with this creature, but while we were taking it to the containment cell... What the hell? How is this possible? He was dead! I saw it myself! Hold on!
What?
Professor, where is he?
What are you talking about, Miss Holt?
Why is he lying to me? After all, my eyes weren't deceiving me. I definitely saw the dead fighter.
Who was it? It seems to me you're not well. Go to your room. I'll tell the doctor to visit you.
Yeah, I think you're right, Peter. No way. I know you're hiding something, and I'm going to expose you.
What?
I rushed to the lab to question the scientists again. Whoever wrote that note clearly knows what's going on here. But, strangely, the lab was empty. But the employees themselves weren't there. The creature that emerged from the pool today has come to its senses, but there was clearly something wrong with it. Hey! Where is everyone? This creature, it died by itself. Apparently, objects from the pool can't live above the water for long periods of time. I had to...
Where are you getting this information?
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, only information where it has like a time period is with the Terminators because his battery ran out.
And we were all happy it did.
Yeah.
find the missing scientists. But no matter who I asked, no one had seen them. They couldn't have just disappeared into thin air like that. I went back to the database server and went over the surveillance footage. And got it! I knew it! Where did you take them? Let's see. I watched as the fighters led the scientists through the empty hallways, and suddenly the video was gone. Someone was deleting all the records from a remote terminal right at that moment. No way! Are you covering this up, you bastards? Where should I look for them now? And then I remembered that all the employees of the area were implanted with heavy-duty tracking chips.
Should I do added
You can use
violence
them
on all
to
the
find
weird
anyone,
shit
no
they're
matter
adding?
where he or she is. I quickly ran the
Just like sending people to
Yeah.
die.
Somehow added violence, yeah.
identification numbers of the missing scientists. There you are, in the crematorium. You have nothing to be afraid of. Come on out. We need to talk. But there was only silence. And then I found them. Or rather, what's left of them. 5 scientists were simply eliminated. Alive.
Those trackers would have been burnt as well.
Yeah.
What?
Alive. Caroline Holt, identification number 704. I am announcing an alarm at the Red Pool facility. I demand a support unit. That's it. Work at the facility was stopped until further notice. In case of an emergency, I had the right to take leadership into my own hands. Professor Cross was placed under arrest and locked in his office. Goodness, I'm so exhausted. I need to get some sleep before the cleanup team arrives. I had to let my guard down, just for a moment. Because after that, everything went wrong. Bastard! bastards! Let me go! That's an order! I had
Oh
no
my
idea
God.
where they were dragging me to, but I knew it wasn't going to end well. When suddenly, I heard the shots of a stunner.
Run!
What?
It was Helen. She saved me.
I knew they would come for you.
Seems like you have something to tell me.
Yes, and for that, I'll end up like everyone else. In the oven.
Assistant researcher Helen Sparks said that Peter Cross had been the first to discover the unusual properties of water. The red pool created recombinations from everything that fell into it. The professor started experimenting. During
What?
one
Not what
containment
it
of a
does.
creature from the pool, a fighter died. Yes, the one with the birthmark on his cheek. Mr. Cross took the body and said he would cremate it himself. But a couple of days later, an android creature appeared from the pool, and part of his face was the face of that fighter. All the scientists immediately realized that the professor didn't burn the body of the deceased fighter, but instead threw it into the pool. He began to conduct his own experiments. Peter Cross went crazy, and some scientists refused to work with him. The next day, they disappeared. But why didn't you report this earlier?
The professor has his own laboratory where he conducts his inhumane experiments.
What?
So it was you, Helen?
Have you not seen what they did to the others? I was afraid for my life. That's why I sent an anonymous message to the main office. And during your interrogation, I placed the note secretly.
It turns out that Cross has been stringing me along the whole time? He's insane!
Where are you going?
Well, now he can't escape justice. But the professor's office was empty, no doubt. The personal guard released him. And then I noticed the photo. Damn! It was right in front of my face the entire time? To father, from your loving son. So that's what it was. The deceased fighter was the son of the professor. He's experimenting on his own son? Helen, I have to get into his lab.
It won't be easy.
The mad professor's lab was impregnable.
Do we need to
I
add?
feel like this is something horrible we should have a bingo number for, but it's so bad we don't have a bingo number for. Is
Well-
there something like forbidden anything on there?
Use of forbidden content.
I don't remember what that is, but I feel like this is forbidden content.
It was mainly put there for using 173 or 3199's pictures.
Oh. Never mind then.
Huh?
I said never mind then. How do we... I don't think there's any, like, little box for it, but goddamn does it feel like it needs one.
Oh, yeah. Character removal. Forgot to click that. Should we do added child abuse since they admitted to, like, experimenting on his own child?
You know what? The child may be an adult, but they were literally experimenting on their dead child before and after death. So, yeah.
It was being guarded by fighters, but it might still be possible to get in. If I don't come back, tell everyone what's going on here. I crawled about 30 meters and found myself right above the professor's laboratory.
Dead.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord, what are you doing there? He transplanted tissues from other living organisms onto his own son.
Father, don't torture me. Let me go. Be patient, son. It'll all be over soon.
the
You'll stay here forever.
Just then, I felt that I was
This
putting too
definitely
much
goes under
pressure on
child abuse.
Yeah.
the transfer grill. Ugh, damn it!
Oh, Miss Holt, what a pleasant surprise.
It's over,
I feel
Cross.
like SCP
I know
containers
everything.
Are built better than that. Not containers, but
Yeah.
So much the worse for you, Caroline. Both to the pool. When Michael died, I swore that I would bring him back.
And you threw him into the pool.
Correct. And he returned to me, but he hardly lasted half an hour. Creatures are unstable outside of the pool. They die. I tried everything. I even attempted making my son an android to little effect. But then I discovered a very rare species of octopus with incredible regenerative abilities. The transplanted mollusk gland will help my son return for good.
Oh my
Think
god.
about it, Peter. Would your son really want this? If there's an ounce of humanity left in you, you won't torment him anymore.
You will never understand the feelings of a father who has lost his son.
I lost my dad, and I know how you feel. But I would never return him this way.
And that is why we are so different.
I believed for a moment that this was the end. And then I heard the noise of helicopters in the sky. Right on time. Mr. Cross, it's pointless to run. It's over.
You don't understand. I am not leaving without my son.
Peter! Crazy old man. He thought he had no other choice. The next day, SCP-354 facility, the Red Pool, was cleared. All documents have been seized, laboratories have been sealed, and employees have been treated with a Class A amnestic. Professor Cross's body was never found. Even after a few days, no one appeared from the pool. But something tells me that this is the calm before the storm, and the Red Pool still has some unpleasant surprises coming our way.
What? Oh, god damn it. I did not click that. You stupid. That was the 354 video.
Removal of characters and license, I would say, is 4 because they didn't keep any of the original characters anywhere.
Added gore or violence.
4. Somehow.
Deviates from the plot of the article.
You already said it earlier, 4.
Yeah. Offensiveness already meant in a video. I think it was... Okay, so we got the skinny boy and child abuse.
And the stereotype of Canadians.
So I guess 3?
I would say let's mark 4 because that's literally 3 horrible things in one go.
So one of my top favorites is a 0.
I'm sorry. I mean, maybe if there was no Skinwalker and it was just child abuse and racism, I'd actually still be a 4. Well,
Yeah.
maybe if it was just the child abuse, it would be a 3.
Yeah.
That just makes it worse, doesn't it? It's like, man, if we just ignore these 2 things, it would still almost be a 4 anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one, I know they're gonna fuck it up badly.
Are you okay?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure you know what this. I'm fine, but I'm pretty sure you know what this next one is. It's the aquatic horror.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Well, I think it's a very interesting SCP. I don't think they're going to do it right.
It's also super short too. Oh, they have a. Oh, they have. I didn't know they had an experiment log. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Oh, and an interview log.
Yeah.
And it was done in October 21st, 2022. When did they make it? It was July 9th, 2022. So there could be slight differences. Alright. We ready?
Yeah.
Alright. SCP-1128. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Written descriptions or imagery of SCP-1128's appearance or videos of the entity breaching found outside the Foundation are to be destroyed, and Class C amnestics are to be administered to anyone exposed to such information or showing signs of 1128 contamination. A written description of an entity's appearance is to be kept at site redacted for experimental purposes only and is not to be read by anyone other than D-Class used for testing. If exposed, staff are to report immediately for administrative of Class C amnestics. Mobile Containment Force Kappa 12 has been assigned to intercept and redirect any and all water traffic that pass through their designated patrol area by any means necessary. SCP-1128 is an entity that manifests as a massive aquatic predator. To anyone given a full description of the being's appearance through either spoken or written descriptions or visual depictions of the being. Persons infected by 1128 will initially exhibit no abnormal behavior, though some cases show a general aversion to activities involving bodily immersion in water, such as bathing or swimming. Should a subject ever be fully immersed in water, they will disappear completely under the surface of the water, regardless of the water's actual depth. In most cases, subjects will reappear moments later in a panicked state and frantically try to leave the water, while in some other cases, the water will become polluted with blood and debris confirmed to be the remains of the subject. Subjects that have reappeared and had to claim that they were transported to a vast ocean, where they were pursued by 1128. Interviews with these individuals carry some risk of further 1128 contamination, as descriptions of the being's appearance trigger further infections. 1128 infection can be treated with Class C amnestics, as it appears memory of the entity or descriptions of it are required for its anomalous properties to take effect. Addendum 1128-1. Testing with infected D-Class has shown that wireless communication devices function normally when used by submerged subjects affected by 1128. Alright, let's see. An interview. Interview D-redacted. Interviewer Dr. Redacted. Forward. D-Class was instructed to read from a small pamphlet describing 1128's appearance, then was outfitted with diving gear and lowered into a large tub of water via winch and cable. D-Class gear was outfitted with a wireless communication device to allow contact between himself and Dr. Redacted, and to test if the SCP had any effect on such devices. Interview has been edited to remove hazardous information pertaining to 1128. D-Class, can you tell me over? I hear you, Doc. Damn, this thing's deep. It looks so tiny from the outside. How well is your reception, over? Good enough, I guess. Kind of fuzzy, but not enough that I can't hear what it's saying. What's your current status? Right now, I'm just sinking to the bottom of... Is this the ocean? How the hell did you manage to fit an entire ocean inside a stinking bathtub? Irrelevant. D-Class, what are your surroundings? I just said ocean, damn it. There's fish and everything. Don't you guys know what the hell's inside your own? Oof. D-Class, what happened? I'm fine. I just hit bottom. Looks like I landed in a patch of seaweed or something. What are your surroundings? Seaweed, mostly. Wait a second. It gets thinner to my right. Looks like there might be a drop-off that way. Should I go take a look? You may proceed. Okay. Damn, suit's heavy. It's hard to move in this thing. Hey, is this thing soundproof? Oh, my talking is scaring off any... Oh my god. D-Class, respond. What's your status? I'm okay. I don't think it saw me. Damn, I think I pissed myself. What happened? What did you see? Scariest damn thing I've ever seen. Some kind of big ass... Description redacted. Wait a second. That's the thing from the stupid booklet you gave me, isn't it? Affirmative. Please refrain from describing it any further. What is it doing? Nothing right now. It's just swimming along. I think it's got something in its mouth. Is that a whale? Holy crap, it is. It's in the whale. God, look at those teeth. I think we're done here. Pull him out now. Thank you for your cooperation. We're bringing you up now. And now he swallowed it. Damn, that's gonna haunt my dreams. Wait, it stopped moving. I think it sees me. Oh god, it's looking right at me. It's heading this way. Oh god, help me. Get him out of there now. Hysterical spouting gibbers when feed cuts the static. End log. Closing statement. Winch was retracted at full speed when the cable went taut. Wrestling the winch from its mounting cable then went slack and the water became fluid with blood confirmed to be that of D class. No further remains or equipment were recovered. Interviewed log and relevant documents were edited for factors, and all staff present were treated with Class C amnestics.
Well, safe to say they didn't get him back.
Yep. Addendum 1128-2. Tracking devices affixed to D class used in 1128 experiments revealed that submerged subjects are transported to an area within the redacted ocean, not far from the coast of redacted. Further investigation of these corners revealed to be the area to be data expunged. Mobile Containment Force Kappa 12, Sea Devils, has been assigned to keep unauthorized seafaring vessels out of this area at all costs. Note, that's where we've been sending those D-Class. How does a short-range wireless communicator get such a clear signal from that far away? Dr. Redacted. Addendum 1128-3. Test involving D-1732, who has been used for repeated 1128 testing without administration of amnestics, has shown to be able to encounter the entity in bodies of water, normally insufficient for body immersion. This effect becomes more drastic over time, with D-1732 developing progressively stronger hydrophobic tendencies, claiming to see 1128 from outside almost any body of water encountered by the subject. On redacted days after initial exposure, D-1732 was violently pulled into a glass of water by redacted. No remains were recovered from this incident. Staff witnessing the event were found to be infected by 1128 and administered Class C amnestics. Containment procedures were then updated to include videos and descriptions of this event. Testing involving extended infection of D-Class was terminated. Experiment Log 1128. Experiment Log 1128-A-1. Date redacted. Procedure: D-Class exposed 1128, outfitted with diving gear and communication device, then lowered into a tub of water. Well, we already know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Experiment Log 1128-A-2. Date redacted. Procedure: D-Class exposed to 1128 and equipped with scuba gear, placed into a standard protective shark cage and lowered into water. Result: no response for approximately redacted seconds. Then line went taut and was severed at a point beneath the water. Remains of D-Class as well as jagged steel fragments, presumably remnants of the cage, surfaced shortly afterward.
Oh.
Experiment Log 1128-A-3. Date redacted. Procedure same as above. Cage treated with SCP redacted to increase durability. Result same as above. No remains surface. Redacted hours later, MCFC Devils reported finding an intact shark cage floating beneath the surface of patrol area near one of their vessels. Item was retrieved and confirmed to match the description of the cage used in Experiment 1128-A-3. Cage was undamaged, but bore traces of human DNA and feces of indeterminate origin. No further remains of D-Class found.
Oh.
Experiment Log 1128-A-4. Date redacted. Procedure: exposed D-Class equipped with diving gear and armed with redacted for use against hostile organisms. Unlike previous tests, subject was also equipped with a live feed video camera attached to his helmet. Result: video feed shows weapon was ineffective against 1128, appearing only to enrage the creature rather than harm it considerably or drive it away. Feed was lost when D-Class was devoured. Staff involved treated with amnestics following description of video feed. Spirit Log 1128-A-5. Date redacted. Procedure: exposed D-class equipped with protective environment suit and video feed lowered into a vat of redacted to test 1128 manifestation in liquids other than water. Substance chosen for its low density, allowing free movement similar to walking in open air. Result: D-class recover without incident. Liquid did not trigger 1128's effect. Note: okay, so you might be safe from the thing in liquids other than water, but that probably won't help you much unless you tend to drink and bathe in exotic chemicals for the rest of your life, which probably won't get you, which probably would get you a lot shorter if you tried that. Doctor redacted. That's the aquatic horror.
That's pretty dark, but yep. I mean, it's not new, but oh. I'm pretty sure it's not a shark that's doing it, but sure. Let's go with shark.
Yeah, there's one thing I gotta do search for. I think I've seen this drawing before.
Oh. Do you think they stole someone's art and drew over it?
Yeah, hold on. I know I've seen it before.
Yeah, I believe you. That's why I asked.
Yeah. I just don't remember the name of the movie, which is gonna be hard. It's a shark movie. I just don't know which one. Oh well. But anyways, what do you think of the thumbnail? They're just gonna make it.
Feels like
Huh?
they're trying to say the SCP is a shark because it has sharp teeth, and I think that is very inaccurate.
Yeah. We actually don't know what species it is.
We do not, but I will say, if it was just a fucking shark, then I doubt it would be so, they'd be so wary of the details getting out.
Yeah.
I have to say 4. They're probably gonna make it a fucking shark, aren't they?
Yes. You ready?
Fucking stupid idiots who think, oh, they have teeth, must be shark.
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Just take it. I don't want any trouble.
Oh wait, I forgot to check. Yep, there's no...
Hey, I remember you. As if you could forget about me after the incident. You'll pay for this, Becker. So what? You kill me, I'm the chairman of the Foundation's internal tribunal. You'll be sentenced to death for this. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna wait for the rain. I want to see it with my own eyes when you get what you deserve. You have bats in your belfry? What's the rain gonna do to me? Do you remember the strange letter you received half an hour ago? Well, I sent it. And now, only amnestics will save you. This is... No. No! I'm the chairman of the tribunal! Give me the goddamn amnestics! It's too late. No! 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 One down.
What?
They're very bad at drawing tunnels.
Yeah...
Come on, tighten it up. Attach it better.
The test subject studied the written description of the appearance of object SCP-1128. We start the dive soon. will be in touch.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
My name is Angel Aguilar. I am a researcher at the SCP Foundation. Matthew and I recently started studying a new object with extremely unusual properties.
I heard that the chairman of the Internal Tribunal disappeared yesterday. The entire department is aware.
They'll sort that out without us. Don't get distracted, Matt. D1102, what do you
I'm
see?
pretty sure it doesn't look like any
Despite
of
the
this at
fact
all.
that the test sub
Yeah. Also, if the person in the Foundation was very important, the Foundation will find out very quickly what happened.
Yeah, also, one, I feel like it would be a stronger cord than just a random fucking thick metal cord. Two, if the water can be as small as a bathtub to bring them over there, then why the fuck would they have that giant pool of water for absolutely no goddamn reason?
Yeah, because it was supposed to be just a bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to click edit unneeded plot and deviated plot.
subject was physically immersed in a tank of water. He reported seeing fish and algae around him, as if he were in the ocean. Then he began to scream in panic that a massive creature resembling a giant shark was rushing at him.
Oh my gosh, they said a giant creature resembling a giant shark. They are just gonna make it a shark.
I'm going to comment that did you know algae is a freshwater thing? Because algae requires still water.
Mm-hmm.
They just said there's algae in the ocean. Maybe there are algae in the ocean, but I'm gonna look up. Is there algae in the ocean? As far as I don't know, it's just a freshwater thing, but maybe I'm wrong. There is ocean algae. I was wrong.
Ah. Wait, why do people like this? I don't know. But I think my favorite comment so far is Light Yagami enters the SCP universe. That's a Death Note reference.
Well, you heard Angel. The guy's clearly an idiot. Don't go near the water, Matthew. There's clearly no body there. Next time we'll try diving in a cage. Section B2, we need 2 injections of amnestics. The test subject has infected us with this stuff.
What?
Oh, my head. What the I awoke with my skin clammy and hair a mess.
Yeah.
My memory of the last few days had...
Well, I think it... Wait. I think it did say it was an infection. Yeah, persistent infected. So yeah, it is an infection. If you see or watch videos of it or hear about it.
Well, that hearing or seeing about it, I do not consider the same as like an infection. I mean, when you talk about the information infecting you, yeah, that makes sense. But when someone goes, I feel infected by something, that's not how it feels. You don't feel infected by information. You are infected by it, but you can't tell. It's not like a common cold.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
That would be like picking up a science book, reading it, and going, I feel infected. Sorry.
You're fine.
been completely erased. I'd hoped the flash drive would clarify something.
Okay, I'm making this video for myself. Matthew and I started examining a dangerous object. There is a possibility that at any moment something may go wrong, and I'll have to be treated with amnestics in order not to suffer from the object. Just precautions. Right, okay, now, make sure there's no one around and listen carefully. Do you remember how the Tribunal Tribunal demoted your brother to Class D.
It was a year ago.
Oh shit, I forgot to take something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. I forgot to take my HRT meds.
Right.
I took it.
My brother Lucas was moving up the career ladder quickly and could soon replace the area chief, David Wright. Maybe I was a little jealous of him. Maybe I was too dedicated to the cause. But when Lucas said that he had discovered information that led him to believe that the chief was selling the objects to the Chaos Insurgency, I couldn't believe him.
What?
He was going to release the data. And I came to the conclusion that he was just gunning for the chief's position. Lucas, I can't allow the theft of classified documents. Security respond. Section F1. Damn it, Lucas. I'm so sorry.
We are investigating the object SCP-1128. It appears as a large marine predator. For infection, a person must have received a spoken, written, or visual description of the being's appearance. And if after that, the infected person finds themselves in water or near the water, they will be forcefully immersed in there. However, if an infected person is treated with amnestics, their memory loss will break this effect, therefore being saved.
I realized that the time had come. On Friday, I killed the chairman of the tribunal. Just sat and watched the bastard get sucked into a puddle.
The description is stored in a file on the laptop. Don't read it yourself. Becker was but the first on the list. There are 3 more. You know what you must do.
My God. No, of course, I have long dreamed of avenging my brother, but do I have what it takes? I remember that day well. John Fish, the commander of the task force, was recruiting Class D personnel and sending them on a deadly mission. John and Lucas were once good friends, and now he was coolly calling my brother simply consumable. John could have chosen anyone, but he chose Lucas. And none of the consumable squad returned from that mission. One fighter from Fish's group blabbed that not all the Class Ds died. Many had been injured, but damn, they were alive. The agent who coordinated that mission, Carlo Rojas, ordered the wounded to be finished off. At that time, I still had no idea how and when, but I knew for sure that I had to avenge my brother. Most importantly, I knew who was responsible for his death. Nigel Becker, the
What is happening?
I don't know. They've made some weird conspiracy about him and his brother being researchers for the SCP, and his brother ending up getting framed for something and demoted. And I guess, was he killed or just demoted?
I'm assuming killed.
And yeah, and then he's blaming this guy for some reason.
Yeah.
chairman of the Internal Tribunal, sentenced Lucas to demotion. John Fish, a former friend, sent him to his death. Carlo Rojas gave the order to finish off the wounded. And of course, that damn David Wright, a sleazeball, and the area chief.
Blaming all 4.
Yeah.
Lucas, they're gonna pay for this, I swear to you. John Fish, you're next.
What was that?
I created a fake account and sent John a file with the description of Object 1128. Seemingly, everything has gone according to plan. Fish read the message and, as I expected, didn't attach any importance to it. After training, he went to the showers. It didn't take long before his screams started. It's horrifying to even guess what's going on in there. When everything had settled, I was convinced that the plan had worked. John Fish was sucked into the water on the floor. Damn right, I did it. All that remained was to get rid of the evidence and delete my message. One more down. In the evening, I filmed a message for myself in case I had to be treated with amnestics again. This time, I also described how I murdered John Fish. Carla Rojas is next in line. The morning didn't start too pleasantly. For some damn reason, instead of Matthew, Christina Harper was there. She's the chief's right-hand woman, and she could be such a bit...
Good morning, amigo. Is something wrong?
Where's Matthew?
He has been transferred to another facility. I'm going to be your partner now.
Damn, why is she here? This doesn't make sense.
What the
Apparently, there was a rumor going around among the Class D employees about a dangerous study because this test subject who had received a description of the object desperately resisted and didn't want to participate in the experiment.
Screw you! Let me go! Shit! I won't!
Finally, we managed to immerse him into the tank. This time, we attached a camera to the test subject so we could observe the experiment in its fullest. I don't know why Christina's here. Clearly not for the sake of research.
What interesting properties this object has. With it, you can get rid of everyone who gets in your way. Ain't that right, Aguilar?
I don't understand what you're talking about. Wait, what's this? During his fight with the guard, the test subject managed to snatch an injection with amnestics, but in his panic, released it into the water. Apparently, this monster doesn't like amnestics. And yes, the cage didn't help, but we found the coordinates of where
it's
it lives.
just a giant great white shark. Wrong SCP design. I don't get bad voice acting because some of the voices just sound off.
Yeah. There's always bad voice acting, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hasn't bad enough where I'm positive at least some amount of their voice actors are actually AI.
Send special forces there. This sector must be cordoned off. And bring me a new injection of amnestics. I don't want to end up in the jaws of this creature.
Aguilar, have you heard that John Fish disappeared after the chairman of the tribunal? Everything revolves around your brother's death. Weird, right? Tell me, Angel, you want revenge, don't you?
What are you talking about?
Don't pretend to be an innocent lamb. I will prove that this is your doing. Do you know why I'm telling you all this? Because you won't remember anything. I'll catch you off guard.
Carlo Rojas is next in line. What a morning. Not only had I found out that I killed 2 people, but Christina's now become my partner. According to the protocol, I learned that the object acutely reacts to amnestics. Perhaps it would be smart to have it in my pocket. From the video on the flash drive, I found out exactly how I killed Fish. I decided to do the same with Carlo Rojas. To do this, I showed her the protocol with the description of Object 1128 and said it was a personal assignment from David Wright. No one wanted to argue with the chief. So Carla believed and studied the description. Of course, she didn't understand anything. Relax, it's just a joke. She called me an idiot and went to the showers, but she stopped halfway and opened a bottle of water. Oh, damn it. Oh, I almost threw up. Yeah, but it was still necessary to hide the evidence.
What?
I don't think that happens.
I think there was one that was sucked into a water bottle. In final experiment log. Or one of the experiment logs, I think so.
I don't remember something like that. Maybe I forgot it.
Let's see. Finally pulled into a glass of water, not a water bottle.
Okay.
I almost screwed this one up, and I decided to immediately record this case for myself, just in case by the evening I'd been treated with amnestics. What's that?
Aguilar, have you heard that John Fish disappeared after the chairman of the tribunal?
Shit! Harper had begun to guess everything. Whew, no sweat. I'll write it out. First off, I've got to get rid of the main evidence, the flash drive with the confession. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. I knew this would happen.
I told you I'd catch you off guard. It's a good thing you don't remember anything. We'll carry out a raid.
Hey, take it easy! What's going on here? While Christina's bloodhounds were turning over my apartment, it dawned on me that I'd left a laptop with the object files on it at work. If only I could get Christina to see it somehow.
It can't be. Everything is clean. But I won't rest until I prove your guilt.
When it was over, I rushed to the base to pick up the laptop. Shit!
You smell fishy, Aguilar. Is there anything to hide?
I've had enough of talking to you for today.
Hold on, amigo.
Fuck! The list of names fell out of my pocket! How could I forget about such an important piece of evidence?
No one just randomly.
Security! Stop him!
Why?
Aguilar, unlike your brother, you've always been a doormat. I'm surprised you decided to do this.
Don't you understand that when this thing catches up with Chief Wright, he'll drag everyone down with him? Screw you! I read the description of the object and jumped into the unknown. It's better this way than to repeat my brother's fate. But I wasn't ready to give up yet. From the protocol, I remembered the reaction the object had to amnestics. I had nothing left to lose. The monster had retreated briefly. That was enough time for me to resurface. Help had come from somewhere unexpected. Special forces who were sent to guard the perimeter approached me. They noticed the Foundation's logo on me and dragged me into the launch. You guys are right on time. My leg was bleeding profusely. One of the guys shouted that if we don't get to shore right away, everyone is dead. I heard their screams and cries for help, but what could I do? I was exhausted. It was too far to the shore, and the creature didn't want to leave its monstrous meal.
We found the bad apple. This is Angel Aguilar. Just look. You were supposed to be next on this list.
Bring that bastard to me.
No need, sir. He read the description of the object I told you about and voluntarily jumped into the pool. Believe me, Aguilar has no chance. No one will know anything.
Thank you for your service.
What?
You're right about one thing. No one will know anything.
David Wright, we finally meet. I swam out.
You? But how?
And without amnestics, any contact with water would have brought me back to the ocean. I haven't drank or washed for many days. I survived. Damn it, survived just to see him die. I then described the appearance of the object and was ready to see the horror in his eyes, but he grinned.
Your pathetic plan has failed. I'll be treated with amnestics, and you will finally be reunited with your brother.
No! Not this way!
No!
Now that I think of it, there should have been 5 names on that list. I'm as much to blame for Lucas's death as anyone else. But now, my conscience is clear.
If I was that shark, I'd fucking swim away from his smelly ass.
Yeah. God damn it. Alright. Alright, so let me read off the bingo boards. Forgot to do the last one. We got clickbait thumbnail, edit unneeded plot, wrong SCP design, bad VA, copyrights the video, added violence, deviated plot, no license given. Alright. Removal of character / license. They removed pretty much majority of the D class
Yeah.
in license, so that would be a 4. Added gore or violence. They didn't add as much violence. They did add violence.
It's like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, I'll go with 2. Alright. Deviate from the plot of the article. Yes.
4.
Yeah. Only men in a video / offensiveness.
0, weirdly.
Yeah.
You know what? This might be one of their better rated videos.
Alright, let's add it up. %.
Nice. The last one that was rated 30% was the first one we ever rated. So it just took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess it took till we went through 9 videos to get to the 10th video, which would break the streak of not 30. Isn't that great?
Yeah. The next SCP is also well known too. It's the headlights.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure you know what those are.
yeah.
Let me just do a little thing first. Alright, we ready?
Can I read it, or do you want to?
Yeah, sure, you can read it if you want.
Alright. It's very short anyway.
Yeah.
Item SCP-745, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-745's point of origin has been traced to an abandoned stretch of highway redacted in northern New Mexico. Foundation has purchased the surrounding land and the highway has been redirected. On-site security are disguised as highway patrol agents and tasked with removing trespassers and capturing any new hunting pairs of SCP-745. Any SCP-745 creatures are captured, live or dead, are to be loaded into Class 3 BCU storage containers to await transport on Site-70. Something I've always wondered, what is BCU? Should I look that up or just keep reading?
I can look it up while you read.
Alright. Thank you, please do. Containment procedures to preserve living specimens of SCP-745 are still being researched, and no captured specimen has survived more than a week in captivity. But there have been new sightings of SCP-745 outside its point of origin. The species is presumed to be effectively contained. Requests for access to SCP-745. Oh, no new sightings of SCP-745 outside the point of origin. Okay. Requests for access to SCP-745 cadavers are to be forwarded to Dr. Langford directly.
BCU means Battery Controlled Unit.
That makes sense. That sounds like a better container than normal containers. Description: SCP-745 is a bipedal nocturnal predator. The head is a bloated sack of clear skin that lacks visible sensory organs or a skull. The brain of the creature can be directly observed and is wrapped in a web of brain of bioluminescent organs below the skin. I was an easier then. Skin covering the rest of the body has a black coloration. Living specimens of SCP-745 are capable of producing steady output of 1,400 to 3,200 lumens from their head. At night, this effectively obscures the rest of the body and gives the appearance of a floating point of light. When defending itself or communicating with other members of the species, this light has been observed to change color and flash in specific patterns. SCP-745's genetic structure is not carbon-based. SCP-745 almost exclusively hunts in pairs along remote sections of highway. Two specimens are capable of moving at speeds up to 180 kilometers per hour in perfect unison, taking the appearance of headlights on a fast-moving vehicle. SCP-745 targets lone vehicles on the highway, and hunting pairs will attempt to run the driver off the road by pursuing or charging their target. Once their prey swerves off the road or comes to a stop, the pair will separate to directly assault and consume the vehicle's occupants. SCP-745 has not yet been directly observed while feeding, as captured specimens will not eat, and successful attacks have yet to leave any witnesses behind. 745 rarely leaves any remains behind apart from scraps of clothing and shoes. Vehicles covered after 745 attacks rarely show any sign of forced entry and are covered in the childlike handprint of SCP-745's front paws. Addendum: no layers, nests, or young SCP-745 have been found. SCP-745 had established a wide territory across the southwestern United States until Foundation teams began thinning their numbers in the 1960s, after which all recent SCP-745 sightings have been on the secured path of the land in New Mexico. Reports of phantom lights in other parts of the country have been investigated with no signs pointing to SCP-745 involvement.
And
Do
it
they
was,
have a mouth?
they might. I mean, they eat people, so I would assume.
Yeah, but at no point did it mention eyeballs or a mouth.
I'm just gonna
It's
assume that it does.
bipedal, so it has 4 legs. We don't even know if it has a tail.
True.
But it's bipedal, so it has 4 legs. Its body is dark and its head is translucent.
Alright, so when was this made? July 16th, 2022. Okay, it was last revised October 2nd, 2022. So there could be slight differences. Anyways.
I
There's the
decided to
thumbnail.
look up 745 to see if there's any art of them. It seems like people have done fan art of it, but it doesn't look like anything I would consider to have been the description of 745 in the article. Rather, these art pieces, I think, are designed after. You won't like this, they're designed after the artwork content farms have done after it.
Yeah, just look at the voice chat.
Oh no. You're like this. Oh god damn it. That doesn't match the description at all.
The only thing that's...
I mean, if we saw where the mouth was, if they knew where the mouth, then they wouldn't no wonder how the hell it eats, right?
Right?
Even
I mean...
in the description, one of the things it says, we have no idea how to eat. It won't eat in front of us. We don't know what the fuck it does.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like they know where the mouth is.
So anyway, I'm gonna put it as a 4 because I can tell they just got the raptors from, like, Jurassic Park or something and just put a glowing light bulb on their head.
Also, I'm going to comment that those aren't truly bipedal.
Eh. Well, we ready to see the video?
Yeah.
Let's see, did they put a thumbnail? They did not.
Okay, I think my brain was broken from the last video. Bipedal just means they run on two legs.
Alright, we ready?
Yeah, did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was wrong. They do have the bipedal part right, just nothing else.
Wait, it's
Unless you would
Nevada.
call those hands to be paws.
Is Nevada in the southwestern United States?
Nevada?
Yeah.
It's in California. Wait, no, it's not. It's just next to California. Sorry. Like I said, my brain's a little fizzled out. I think you know why.
Yeah. So I guess yes?
Oh, Nevada is a city in California.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. Like I said, my brain is fuzzy. It's fizzled out. Maybe I should drink some tea before we continue because obviously my brain is not here.
Alright.
I'll be right back.
Alright. I'm going into intermission. So what are you doing?
I'm back with tea and a cheaper version of Hot Pocket.
Gotcha. This will probably be the last one tonight.
Fair enough.
Alright, we ready?
Yep.
Anyone here? Mister, we're lost, and there isn't a damn soul on the highway. How do we...
If you want to live, best be going. And don't drive this road, especially at
There's
night.
clearly something wrong with him. Punch it!
What?
No! Oh, no! Wait! Wait!
Look, someone's driving. And you said the highway was closed. What the hell? Oh my god! Linda Flores!
That's not how they hunt.
That's not how they hunt. So they couldn't tell that CP looks, they couldn't tell that CP hunts.
Yep.
Man, it would be so handy if the SCP had something on its body that told the researchers how it ate, like a mouse.
I didn't think the Foundation would remember old Tom so many years after retirement. 2 agents showed up in the morning and wanted to talk about some old case. To what do I owe the honor?
Mr. Jones, do you remember anything about the events during the summer of 1972?
Do you want to know about Object SCP-745? Well, at my age, my legs don't carry well and my heart feels like pin pricklings. But fortunately, my memory is still clear. Yes, I remember everything like it was yesterday. People had begun to disappear on the highway in the middle of the Mojave Desert. Neither cash nor other valuables would go missing from the wrecked cars. Something strange was
I thought
happening.
it was the middle of
The
Nevada.
sheriff met me on location. He
Yeah.
sent a request for an investigation through the FBI. This case wasn't for them, though. It was for the newest division of the SCP Foundation, and me, a young and ambitious agent, Thomas Jones. I was inspecting the damage when this grumpy old man, Bob Goldman, drove up to us. So many years have passed, and I still remember his disgruntled face. The
Right, I
sheriff
think I know why
swore
we're
and asked me not to listen to the nonsense this.
Huh?
There's the city Nevada, and there's also the state of Nevada.
Yeah.
They're both a thing. Okay.
Madman was spewing. Yeah, I warned these girls. There are monsters out here.
What are you talking about?
They think I'm crazy, but I'll tell you what, son. They can kiss me where the sun don't shine. I saw flashes over them hills with my own eyes 6 months ago, and I heard a crash. And then these 2 creatures with glowing heads appeared. They attacked lone cars and straight devour people.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. But this really isn't any of your concern.
I waited until nightfall in attempts to personally verify the old man's words.
Nothing unusual.
Maybe.
The sheriff was right. The old man must have just been crazy.
In the dark, I
Probably.
mistook the glowing heads of the creatures for car headlights. Oh, what the? Damn it! And decided to turn around and scramble away from them. But I couldn't.
Trope, that's what it's called, a movie trope. The crazy old person was right.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to reach for my gun, and if it hadn't been for Bob, I would have been that night's dinner for this creature for sure.
Yeah. You okay? Yeah, I owe you one, Bob.
The creature seemed to be communicating with its partner, and when it realized that its friend had kicked the bucket, it opened its jaws and rushed straight for us. In the morning, we packed the bodies of the creatures into canvas bags and loaded them into the Foundation helicopter.
Thanks for saving my bacon, Bob. Both creatures have been eliminated, so case is closed now.
Well, maybe now
Why
I'll
is
stop
one
being
of you
called
made an
crazy.
honorary Foundation member?
I don't know.
Okay.
At least.
I'm afraid the Foundation won't bring the accident to light. And to be honest, according to protocol, I have to wipe your memory.
Huh, the Foundation then, huh? I could have guessed right away. You don't look like a Fed. I understand. I went through the war myself. But still, I'd ask you not to clear my brains. 6 months ago, these creatures devoured my son. Since then, I've lived only with thoughts of revenge. The memory of Chris is all I have left.
I must have let my guard down, but the old man's story touched me. Besides, I was in his debt, and I left Bob with his memories intact. At the Foundation's base, we were able to study the bodies of the objects in more detail and found out that they completely lacked visual organs. The brain was encased in a transparent bag with bioluminescent properties. Also, the bodies reacted strangely to ultraviolet light. The most interesting thing, though, was that they had an inorganic genetic structure. They clearly didn't come from our world. But unfortunately, we didn't manage to find out their true nature and how they got onto the highway. That seemed to be the end of it.
Yeah. They're just fighting their own creature now.
Did they do this because SCP version wasn't interesting enough because it didn't have mouths?
Maybe.
But a week later, I was handed a report saying that some old man was sending requests to all authorities and was searching for me. It could have only been one person.
Mr. Goldman, what the hell? We had a deal. If you were quiet, then I didn't, use protocol.
Shut your mouth, son, and get over here. We were wrong. There are loads more of these creatures. The sheriff disappeared a couple days ago, and yesterday I found his red car with the claw marks of those creatures on it.
Oh, damn it. We're flying out.
This time, I brought a team and equipment with me. The chief of the Foundation personally gave me the order to deliver a couple of creatures alive for experimentation.
What took you so long?
Good to see you too. Listen, Bob, you know your way around the area and have already encountered the creatures. Can I count on you for help?
Sure thing. These creatures ain't the wrong man's son. Only, I got one condition, Thomas. We won't stop until we destroy them all. Them creatures shouldn't be left alive.
Of course, Bob. Your call.
It was decided we set up an ambush. At night, we split into several teams and patrolled the neighborhood.
Ah, there you are. Come to Daddy. I told you we need them alive. Just go for the second one. Ha! Gotcha!
I shot the creature with a dart carrying a radio beacon. We needed to track it down, but it was moving faster than our car, and soon after, we'd lost it. We tracked the object all night by radio signal, and only when it was dawn did the search yield results.
What the hell is that?
I think it's an old school, their version of an old school tracker. But that's not how they look.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Take it alive. That's an order.
But then, the most unexpected thing happened. With the first rays of the sun, the creature simply crumbled into dust. Hell, no one expected that.
What?
So, the sun kills these creatures. Now it's clear why they only appear at night. Turns out that if they don't have
That's
time to
not
get to
how
their
it
den,
works.
then they
No,
die
it
by
doesn't.
morning. We're gonna have to comb the entire neighborhood to find their lair. We'll need the help of a local.
I gave the old man a radio, while me and the group combed over another square, all to no avail.
This heat is killing me. Bob, you read me? Any news?
We'd been wandering around Death Valley for nothing all day, and when all hope was lost, my radio set hissed.
Wait, are they in the state of Nevada?
Great,
or
we'll
in
be there
California?
soon.
'Cause Death Valley is in California.
I guess Death Valley. They said Death Valley.
Well, Nevada, the city is not in Death Valley. Should I just assume they don't know what the fuck they're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
The old man discovered the lair, and we rushed there as quickly as we
Why?
could. I won't lie, what I saw stunned me. It was some kind of portal, gaping with a black void. It was
Why?
as if space itself tore and allowed creatures from another world to come through there. We
Why?
began to prepare an expedition to the other side. While we were cordoning off the portal and gathering the equipment, darkness was quickly approaching, and problems were soon waiting for us.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! The chief's personal order to deliver the creatures alive. Gotcha, you bastards! Bob, no! What the hell? You let them escape! I thought we had a deal! You lied to me! I'm sorry, Bob, but I have orders. Screw you! I'll hunt them down and kill them myself before they devour anyone else!
I sent my guys to follow the old man, but it was much more important for me to explore the portal at that time.
What?
No! It can't be!
But I just couldn't catch a break. Suddenly the portal tightened up and closed. Hell, I had to wait it out yet again. We've been guarding the portal for several days, all in vain. The fighters I had sent to search for the escaped individuals reported back that Bob had gotten to them first. The obnoxious old man had ruined everything. I was dead in the water and had to report back to management.
Yes, sir. We've been waiting in ambush for 3 days. The portal has not appeared again. No, we don't have any living individuals at the moment. Copy that.
But then, something strange happened. An unknown person came over our radio frequency. He introduced himself as Dr. Martin Brown and assured that it was pointless to wait for the portal. It wouldn't appear here again. The doc gave us the coordinates to his location and said he needed our help to stop everything.
What?
According to the coordinates, we had gone 10 kilometers deep into the desert and found an abandoned military base.
What happened here?
Martin Brown said that nuclear tests had been conducted at the base. 6 months ago, an experimental unguided bomb was detonated, which had been developed by the scientist himself. It bent space-time and reverted all the laws of physics at its epicenter. The space-time fabric around the explosion was so badly deformed that holes into a parallel world began to appear in our reality. Creatures with glowing heads climbed out of them and began to attack employees. The experiment was quickly black-taped, and the base was closed. Dr. Brown blamed himself for what was happening, so he stayed there to put right the consequences of his invention. At the site of the explosion, he found a strange black crystal, which created an abnormal field that generated portals. For 6 months, Brown's health deteriorated. The radiation of the crystal killed all living things around it, but the doc didn't give up and developed another unguided bomb. According to Brown's calculations, they had to transfer that damned crystal back to its parallel world in order for all this to be over. But when the bomb was ready, the scientist realized that he himself would not be able to deliver it to the crystal. Brown had a powerful radio station in his arsenal when he accidentally tuned into our frequency and realized from my talks with Bob and management that our interests coincided.
Well, you didn't come to us for nothing, Mr. Brown. We'll help you put this case to rest.
Without wasting any time, we immediately assembled an expedition. Doc didn't lie. Abnormal radiation from the epicenter ate at my health more than insomnia and heat ever had. Every cell in my body ached, and the old man looked even worse. Barely alive. We got to the epicenter by nighttime. The closer we got to the crystal, the worse we felt. It was impossible to drag out. And at that moment, Martin Brown's time had come. His last words were, "This will either destroy the field of portals, or finally break the border between worlds."
Why?
I have no idea.
We thought we'd be able to detonate the charge remotely, but damn it, a portal appeared right in front of us. We rolled over and the fuse shattered into pieces. Now the charge could only be activated manually, but my people were being devoured by those creatures, and I couldn't even find the strength to stand on my feet. I was fully prepared to meet my death. But for the second time, Bob's rotten junker saved my life. The old man hit one of the creatures and helped me into the pickup truck.
You look shaky, son. We need to get you out of here.
Bob, no! There's a bomb. We need to stop everything.
Well, sounds like a job for my old bones. Get out of here, boy.
I can't just let you.
You'd better go back to your foundation and make sure that no more monsters escape into our world. Hell, I have to avenge my son.
It was nice to meet you, Bob Goldman.
Time to fry, you little bastard.
I don't think that Foundation member was far enough away for that to not murder.
And that's how it ended.
Oh, never mind. Apparently he drove
For
really
a while,
fucking
we were
fast.
still watching that area, but there were no more portals or creatures. I caught hell for not delivering a live sample of SCP-745, and to this day, that object has remained poorly studied. But it comforted me that people on the highway stopped disappearing.
Take a look. These pictures were sent yesterday from Nevada.
Impossible! That's old Bob, and he hasn't changed at all.
That's why we're here. We need your help, sir. Looks like you're going back to work.
What?
Oh, how I've missed this. Hold on tight, guys. It's about to get wild.
What?
That's stupid. All of that's stupid.
Were there any characters in here? No, just 745.
All the characters were removed. Basically, the SCP was removed. So I think removal is 4.
Yeah.
Added
Edit gore
violence.
violence.
Huh?
Edit gore violence.
I'll admit, they somehow added, like, one worth of violence.
You said.
Huh?
You said more violence?
They added, like, yeah, a little more, not that much. They added the giant explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a 1 or a 2, but it's definitely more.
I'll go with 2.
Okay.
Right, deviates from the party article. Yes.
4, yeah.
Only made in video such offensiveness.
Sadly, not offensive. Just stupid. Is this another 30?
Yep, another 30.
But I hate it. I hate both of the 30s. Well, what do you feel about them? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I just decided to remain silent.
Also, they don't know how anything in the 1970s worked, did they?
Nope. Now in it. Stream ending scene. Jerry, got any last words?
Remember, if you want something not historically accurate, not accurate key information, and with voice acting and art that looks like and sounds like it was partially crafted by AI, and possibly even part of the script crafted by AI. Then look no further than SCP content farms.
Yeah. So Danger Noodles, I hope you enjoy. I'll see you guys next time or next mission. I'm torn on whether or not to play Bioshock Infinite tomorrow, or do content farms. I'm torn.
Well, do what your heart decides.
I think I'll do content farms tomorrow, because it's good for short streams, because we can end it whenever. And I guess Friday I can do Bioshock Infinite. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Yeah. So... yeah. Anyways, Danger News, hope to see you guys next time for your next mission. And... Hail Satan!